council meeting. Please start with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to
Call the roll.
Yes. Mayor Evans,
Here.
Vice Mayor Russell, Mr. Mitchell,
Here.
Mr. Parrish,
Here.
Ms. Cooper,
Here.
Mr. Redmond, Ms. Chamberlain.
Do I have a motion to excuse Mr. Redmond?
So
Vice
moved.
Mayor, oh, I guess I was going to do all three. And Ms. Chamberlain and Vice Mayor Russell.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, that takes us to proceedings. Do I have a motion to approve the proceedings from the October 17th council meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Evans.
Yes. And financial statements. I have a motion to adopt the September financial report.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper.
Yes.
That takes us to public comments. Anyone from the public like to make a comment? It's going to be a record short meeting. You picked the right one to come to. All right, that takes us to standing committee reports. Mr. Parrish, Administrative Services.
Ms. Mayor, we held our Administrative Services Committee meeting on November 6th, and I called the meeting to order at 5 p.m. Present were myself, Mayor Evans, and Council Member Chamberlain. Also present were City Manager Michael Doss, Water Department Supervisor Joe Castile, and Executive Assistant Jackie Bain. We had no visitors to the meeting. Under proceedings, we approved our proceedings from our September 28th Administrative Services Committee meeting. Ms. Evans made a motion to approve, seconded by Ms. Chamberlain, all yes. First up for discussion, the committee talked about emergency generator grant quotes. Mr. Doss discussed how we were successful in receiving a grant for the emergency generator project. This should be covered under this 100% grant. Mr. Castile received 4 quotes for materials that will be used for the generator, the booster, and the automatic transfer switch that will be installed. Ohio Cat, Buckeye Power Sales, Generator Systems, and Cummins. After reviewing the quote information with the committee, Mr. Castile stated that he recommends we work with Buckeye Power Sales since they are the company that has serviced and supplied all of the backup generators and transfer switches for the city. Mr. Doss mentioned that we do need to have a portion of their bid taken out of the agreement regarding the indemnification component. At that point, the committee agreed to recommend that the law director prepare an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Buckeye Power Sales for the purchase of an emergency generator in the amount of $35,328, contingent upon the indemnification component information being removed from the agreement.
Second.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper.
Yes.
Next up, the committee discussed Dinsmore Billings for lawsuit. Mr. Doss discussed information received from our insurance provider, Sheila Osai at Zurich, advising us of the Mink House lawsuit / Airbnb lawsuit. Zurich is going to provide through our insurance, our defense fund, in the amount of $25,000, which they have. They have met that threshold. Any other expenses that are incurred by the city regarding this lawsuit will have to be paid by the city. We have received bills from Dinsmore and Shoal Services regarding this lawsuit exceeding $25,000. It is currently at $14,000. We are asking the committee to authorize the city to make payment to Dinsmore and Shoal for $14,000 to cover any additional expenses related to the Mink House lawsuit. The committee agreed to recommend that the law director prepare an ordinance authorizing the finance director to make a payment to Dinsmore and Shoal in the amount of $14,000 to cover expenses due to the Mink House lawsuit.
Second.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms.
The committee then discussed Claremont County Engineer Paving Program invoice. Mr. Doss discussed with the committee how the city participated in the Claremont County Road Resurfacing Program. ordinance 23-205 at a cost of $211,664.69. We received the final invoice from Claremont County, and the final cost is actually $237,021.14, which is an additional amount due of $25,356.65. There was an additional cost that incurred due to full-depth pavement repair in some locations that had to adhere to ODOT standards. Also, sanitary manhole adjustments along with additional work along Cleveland Avenue with the speed humps. An ordinance authorizing the finance director to issue a check in the amount of $25,356.65 to the Claremont County Treasurer for the balance due for the 2023 resurfacing program.
Second.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Doss reviewed contract information with Terracon for a two-tier evaluation analysis on our city parking lot, previously which used to be a gas station. The evaluation was done by Terracon and provided to the Bureau of Underground Storage Tank Regulations, also known as Buster. Buster has requested that we revise our action levels to correct 2012 action levels to be evaluated. The proposed service agreement outlines the additional services that will be provided by Terracon to address the follow-up in the two-tier evaluation by Buster. The committee agreed to recommend that the law director draft an ordinance authorizing the finance director to make $14,700 to Terracon scope of services and fees per the supplement to.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Then the committee discussed the 5 Points Landing final change order closeout. Mr. Doss discussed payments made for the 5 Points Landing project. A spreadsheet was reviewed by the committee. Some of the authorized change orders that occurred were under $7,500. Ultimately, when added up to the amount of $17,788.68, which is included in the final amount on the DER change order summary. The committee agreed to recommend that the law director draft an ordinance authorizing the final change order with DER for 5 Points Landing in the amount of $17,788.68.
Second.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
There being no further business, the meeting was adjourned at 5:26 p.m. with a motion from Ms. Chamberlain, seconded by Ms. Evans, and that's all we had.
All right, thank you very much. That takes us to our city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. As a few updates, notices as we kind of wind down the calendar year. Just an update, the 2024 landscape bids, the specifications for both the general landscaping and 5 Points Landing Park are currently advertised. They are due by 2:00 p.m. on November the 15th. We had a pre-bid meeting today for both of those projects, and we had pretty good turnout. So I'm hoping we get some competitive bids for both of those projects next week. The Ohio State Capital Budget project submittal. The city recently submitted a funding application for the state capital budget for 3 shelter canopies for the farmers market area at 5 Points. Staff are currently working on applying for funding for Phase 2 of that park, which would include the event center and community center. City Hall update on the external repairs. Trisco Construction, we met with them earlier this week, Ed and I, and they are scheduling repairs to start to commence the week of Thanksgiving, actually. No standing committee reports at this time. Reminder, tomorrow, November 10th, City Hall will be closed in observance of Veterans Day. The next regularly scheduled City Council meeting is November 21st at 7. Reminder, November 23rd and 24th, City Hall will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. And important time of the year, November the 24th is also our holiday tree lighting at Memorial Park, and that begins at 7 p.m.
All right, thank you very much. That takes us to police report. Do we have a report tonight? Yes. Sergeant Kibbe, thanks for being with us.
Good evening. In the chief's absence, they asked me to relay a couple bullet points. The first is the October monthly report will be prepared and ready next week. Both 2023 Tahoes are expected to be online by the beginning of December. We have activated one today and working out some of the kinks are expected with all the equipment that's put in these. And we will be swearing in 2 new officers next Monday on the 13th. We'll be presenting them to you on the 21st. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thanks for all your Halloween night help and support and passing out candy and all that good stuff. All right, that takes us to Fire and EMS, District Chief Nickel.
Good evening. Last week, we had 12 of our students complete a 40-hour hazardous materials technician course. It was taught by Cincinnati State Community College. It was held at our station. The class was $7,000, however, 95% of that was paid by a federal grant that we obtained at the firehouse. So really, us having this training improves our ability to effectively respond to emergencies wherever hazardous materials are dealt with. So it was a really good class, and again, we got a lot out of it. This week, District Chiefs Miller and Thiel were in Columbus as part of their Executive Fire Officer Program, so they should be back online next week. A reminder that hometown for the holidays, we're giving free fire truck rides again. That's going to be on November 24th and Saturday, November 25th, weather permitting, and the times from that are from 11 to 4. And the pickup and drop-off point is at Garfield in Maine near 20 Bricks, as it typically has been the past couple of years. And then also, reminder for next month, Santa Sunday is going to be December 17th from 1 to 6.
All right, favorite time of year. Thank you. All right, that takes us to council comments. Anybody on council have a comment to make?
I just wanted to take a minute just to call attention to the open position on Parks and Rec. So any citizen that would be interested in joining us on that commission, send a letter of interest, please, to Jackie Bain at jbain@Milford, Ohio.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? All right, so typically this is when we would vote on all of those ordinances that we just sent on, but we need 5 people to do that. So that will be at the next meeting. So we have nothing else. So do I have a motion to adjourn? Oops. We had public comments, but sure, come on up.
Yeah, I'm a public comment, I just got here a little late.
Yeah, that's fine. Come on up.
So, I can.
But please state your name and address just for the record. Thank
My
you.
name is Rick Block, and the address I'm talking about is 202 Locust Street,
Okay.
Locust and Water. So I'm a property owner in historic Milford, and so I have acquired 202 Locust now.
Okay.
And I also own 204 Locust. I also own 202 and 222 and 224 Water Street.
Okay.
So I have the entire quarter of a block. And so the problem that I'm having, and I've been told for years that you can't pull one property out of a floodplain. So this property along Water Street and about halfway up through these houses on Water Street is considered a floodplain. So this is a map that I just got from the Claremont County people. So this is, I have copies of this if you want to.
Sure, you can pass those out if you'd like to. We can, yeah, we can pass them down in there.
So what I've, there we go. I got enough.
There you go. Absent tonight.
Anyway, the situation is, and this has to do not with me personally. This is about the development of Milford. So, what you're looking at here is the dot is the property, the subject property, and as you can see, so what I'm suggesting, and the next page is, the last page is the cost of insuring my property of $400,000 I'm paying for. So so if I wanted to develop this property, if I wanted to put in, let's say, 5 beautiful townhomes, and I could build these things wherever. And flood insurance, because they're going to probably finance, they're not going to pay cash property. So what I'm trying to do is suggest to Milford that for the future development of all of Water Street, that you make an effort through your solicitor, through your engineer, through whatever means you have as a city versus me as an individual, to take maybe even the east side of Water Street and from Mill Street to Sycamore and pull that whole street section out of the floodplain. Then all that stuff that's parking out, all that stuff, everyone paid cash. Stool Route even paid cash because he was in the floodplain, he didn't want to pay insurance. Fortunately, I'm in a situation too, I can probably do that. I'm not gonna do it right now because I didn't do it, I didn't see this coming, I was gonna own this last piece of my little puzzle. But that said, there's no east, so, oh wait, here's my climate. Hold on. So I called the city, the county Historical Society. And this is what I got.
The County Historical Society?
Well, the greater.
Milford.
Oh, the Milford, okay.
Yeah. Whoops.
Historical Society phone about Water Street and the last time it flooded. I believe the last time it flooded was in 1962, and then Water Street was not greatly affected. Some of the lower streets closer to the river were, since that time, both East Fork Lake and Harsha.
Harlan?
Maybe it's called Harsha Lake.
Harsha.
Anyhow,
William
two
Harsha?
different lakes were built primarily to eliminate flooding in several of the small towns along the Little Miami, and it has not flooded since. So,
I just deleted that, oh my God.
Oh, no.
You can save it. You can still save it.
All right.
It's probably in your
It's good.
deleted messages still. It'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
there.
still.
Yeah,
Probably is.
yeah.
Still got it.
So, it hasn't flooded since 1962, and it didn't even flood on Water Street section in 1962.
Right.
So it could have been 100 years since it's flooded, whether that should be in the 100-year floodplain or not, but they remedied the problem. And it's not gonna happen again. And I'm just saying, as a city, I'm asking, because it is gonna affect all your future development along Water Street. You could have so much more development there if you could get that Sycamore to Mill Street out of the
Right.
floodplain.
All right, well, we appreciate your concerns. We will definitely do some investigating, and then someone will get back with you.
All right?
So thank you very much. All right. Any further business, or do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all for coming. If you guys need a paper signed, we can sign it. Do you have to have anything signed? No. Oh, just, okay. Okay. Oh, good. And hey,